Can you test?
Testing the mic.
No, see.
If he can hear us. Mugisha.
Mugisha, hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, hello. I'm receiving you and joining from Burundi
It's a mute option. Oh no. No, it's unmuted.
Cool. Mugisha, can you say something and see if we can hear you?
Yes, good evening. This is Parfait Mugisha. I'm joining from Burundi.
We didn't hear anything, so we're just going to check that. Just checking our system sound. And what was this? F5, yes. To start that. Hello,
Morning, Catherine.
Okay. Hold on.
Can you
Hello.
hear us, beautiful?
I can hear you. I can't see you. Hold on. Can you? Hopefully you can't see me.
No, I can't see you, but if you can hear us, let us.
Because I'm in the dark, you can imagine.
Yeah, no,
How are you?
good.
Good morning.
Morning. Perfect, you can hear us.
Morning. And Mugisha, can you speak again?
Said maybe the network.
Yes, hello.
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning. Yay, good. System's working.
Yeah, thank you very much for this invitation. I am Parfait Mugisha, social activist here in Burundi. I'm joining from Burundi in East Africa.
Burundi in East Africa. Beautiful. Well, welcome, Catherine and Mugisha. It's good to have you both with us this morning. Nice and early in Australia. What time is it over in East Africa?
We are 3 p.m.
3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Beautiful. Okay. So we're just going to share the screen here. So we've got some slides that we're going to use for this session. So I'll just share that now. Whole screen. All right, so not doing that one. All right. So we'll get started then. It's time, so anyone else, we can just add as they come if anyone else comes, but that doesn't matter. So this is the first week of, or the first session of an 8-part series on self-mastery. So it's really exciting to have both of you with us. It's better than just doing it by ourselves, but we were prepared that no matter what, we were going to run this, and we're recording this. So just letting you know, this will be recorded for future access for you guys because you attended. You will get that. But for everyone else, this might be a part of a future course that we're putting together. So just letting you know.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll start. Beautiful Kushna and myself, Joshua, very excited to introduce self-mastery. We are very passionate on this subject because this is basically the foundations of for all of us, and how we can all be successful in our own unique way in life. It's not a one size fits all, but there's certain principles and techniques that apply to all of us because we are all experiencing this human existence. We are all a part of this human experience. So there is the commonalities of our body, our senses, the way that our thoughts and minds work. That is all similar to all of us. So by understanding self-mastery, it is something that can completely transform our lives. So it's a subject that is very passionate and close to our hearts because we've seen the transformation that can take place when people put a little bit of time and energy into mastering their bodies and mastering this amazing tool that we have. There you go.
So I'd love to share a story with you. So you've got two people at the start of a racetrack, and one of them is on a rusty bike with the wheels that don't have air in them, one of the tubes not working, and the other person is in a sports car, like a Ferrari, and it's getting professionally checked regularly, and they're sitting in the car. So the race is starting, and as they're moving through the racetrack, one of them is struggling and like trying to get through the track. The other one's getting all the corners perfectly, is just not crashing and burning down into everything. So that's kind of how it is with the self-mastery tools, is which one is going to give you that, how do you want to walk through life or go through life or be through life? So in the Oracle at Delphi, which is a place where a lot of people used to go around 1,000 years ago to get information on how to, basically leaders would go there. And on a rock there, it's written, know thyself and know the universe. So once you've mastered yourself, it's easier to go through life with all these different tools that we're going to be sharing with you.
Yeah, so the difference is night and day between racing in a Ferrari with a proper pit crew or going around a track on a rusty old bike falling off. That's the extreme differences between those who master this practice and those who haven't. And at the Oracle of Delphi, this was the center of wisdom for over 1,000 years in the ancient Roman and Greek, so more than 1,000 years ago. But for at least 1,000 years, this place was the center of what was the pinnacle of wisdom and guidance for the leaders around the Mediterranean in that ancient Roman and Greek civilizations. So the importance of self-mastery is engraved into the rock there, saying know yourself and you will know the universe. It is that powerful that once you start to understand how this machine, this body works, then you have the keys to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. You have a key to being able to act and think and behave in a way that is most suitable for your situation, your present moment before you, so that you can take it and you can start to master that moment. You get to then be the master of that moment. You get to then start to decide how that moment can impact on your life. And this is the difference between the 3% high performers and everyone else. The 3% high performers have a certain degree of self-mastery. Everyone else is lagging behind. So this is why we're so passionate. You start to understand self-mastery, and you then step into the realm of a professional race car driver going around the track of life with all the support and everything you need.
So living true to your values and ethics in action. Basically, if you're living in a way that is against your core values, then you're not feeling congruent. So you're setting yourself up for feeling miserable or regretting. And sometimes we do things that we know are not right, and that can cause, so a house divided against itself cannot stand. So what are some of the values that you believe in? And with those values, how are you putting them into action?
So we're only a small group, so we can ask that. So would you both share with us what is one major value in your life that you hold dear, that that really, you know, you try and live by every single day? Shoot, Catherine, let us know. What's one value?
Okay. Be grateful.
So Thanksgiving
wake
and
up-
gratefulness.
Yeah, giving thanks and being grateful, because you know, depending on your life situation, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, whatever, you know, what people do to you, or what you do to yourself. And, you know, some people can walk around feeling very unloved or hard done by. If you're thankful for at least one thing, even if you can't think of something, just waking up is something to be grateful for. Being able to breathe is something to be grateful for. Looking at the grass, I like trees. So if I can see a tree, I'm very grateful. Makes me a lot happier.
Perfect. That's an amazing one. Thankfulness is so tied in with our happiness and tied in with how we see the opportunities presenting themselves before us. So awesome. Thank you for sharing. Magisha? Can you share one core value that you try and live by? Have we lost Magisha? Maybe so. All right. So we'll keep on going then.
So something has to change. So if you believe in the things you're doing, the answer isn't fooling yourself into thinking you believe it. If you don't believe in what you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it. So it's basically about being congruent and balancing your life and waking up and doing something about living the most congruent life.
Yeah, if that race car driver doesn't work together with his Ferrari, with his tool that he has, there is no way that he is going to be successful on the track of life. So it's about this joining together. So we're going to look at an experiment that was done in 1963, just to look at kind of human nature, because our human nature, you know, is something that we share. It's something that we share through the evolutionary process. So we all have this in common. So once we start to understand, so I'm just going to play this short little clip, which is a summary of this experiment. You may or may not have already heard of this.
A decade earlier, psychologist Stanley Milgram had also looked at how we respond to authority. In order to understand how people were induced to obey unjust regimes and participate in atrocities such as the Holocaust, he set up an experiment. Volunteers were told they were taking part in scientific research to improve memory.
Would you open those and tell me which of you is which, please? Teacher.
Separated by a screen, The teacher would ask the learner questions in a word game and administer an electric shock when the answer was incorrect. He was told to increase the voltage with each wrong answer.
Cloud. Horse. Rock. House. Answer. Wrong. 150 volts. Answer. Horse.
Oh. Experiment. That's all. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please.
Continue, please. Go right on.
I refuse to go on. Let me out.
You refuse to go on? The experiment requires you continue, teacher. Please continue.
Participants didn't know that the learner was really an actor and the so-called shocks harmless.
You're going to get a shock. 180 volts.
Ow. I can't stand the pain. Let me out of
You can't
here.
stand it. I'm not going to kill that man there. I mean, who's going to take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman?
I'm responsible for anything that happens here. Continue, please.
All right, next one, slow. Walk, dance, truck, music. And
2/3 of volunteers were prepared to administer a potentially fatal electric shock when encouraged to do so by what they perceived as a legitimate authority figure. In this case, a man in a white coat.
375 volts. I think something's happened to that fellow in there. I don't get no answer. He was hollering for less voltage. Can't you check in to see if he's all right, please?
Milgram's findings horrified America. They showed that decent American citizens were as capable of committing acts against their conscience as the Germans had been under the Nazis.
You're
So be consistent. So that experiment just shows like how easily we are able to do things that are not congruent to us. So the 5 internal conflicts that are traditionally spoken about are non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, sexual purity, and non-covetousness. So groupthink is something that so Monash University did an experiment where they saw that with parenting, there were parents that had researched the best way of parenting, what to do, and only 3% of them basically followed through with what they had researched and what they felt was the best for the child or the children. So other people, when other parents were with another group of parents, a group of other people that were parenting in a way that was different from what they felt resonated with them, they still did what the group around them did. So this groupthink is a way to minimize conflict and reach a conscientious decision without critical evaluation. So nonviolence is not just a peace, thinking about it just peace or like a group of people protesting against violence. It is so much more than that. So let's think deeper than what these words are. So if you think broader, is your lifestyle or are your actions hurting or harming anyone intentionally or unintentionally? For example, your clothes, are they coming from sweatshops? Are you aware of where your clothes are coming from? Are you guys aware of blood diamonds?
Have you heard of blood diamonds?
Yes, I have. It's shocking. I feel very sorry for the countries that, and the rubies too. I feel it's shocking. I don't know how they can get away with it. I'm just shocked. It's disgusting, and I have no idea what to do about it. I don't know if there is anything I can do.
Yeah, well, so this is an example of how nonviolence is not just, what we are necessarily doing directly in our lives. It's also what we are doing indirectly. And so our actions have a direct and an indirect consequence. People who are going in and buying these diamonds from a beautiful retail store, all done up, don't necessarily understand the absolute violence that has taken place on those journey. But we can, expand that idea to everything else that we're doing in life. And if we are starting to destroy our environment in a violent way, in a way that isn't proactive with cooperation, then we are destroying ourselves. So in self-mastery, we are kind of, creating a new, we are creating the moment in real time. We are being a part of that creation. On the flip side, we can destroy that moment. We can destroy ourselves.
And then the next one is truthfulness. So are we behaving like toddlers and, closing our ears and going like la 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 la, or closing our eyes to what's before us? Or are we speaking and standing in our truth?
So it's just with all this stuff, guys, we need to be a little bit more deeper. So these 5 kind of conflicts, this is what gets people into a lot of trouble when they're not living true to our human condition, not living true to themselves. And these 5 are ways that we can demonstrate that it's not just direct, it's indirect. So truthfulness, if you are willfully ignoring what's going on around you, then you are obviously unable to act in the reality of that moment. And therefore, you are not going to be able to make smart decisions. You're not going to be able to make decisions that can transform your life. You're not going to be able to take those opportunities because you're not going to see them. You're going to destroy them. You're not going to see them being truthfulness, or you're going to destroy them being violent tendencies.
So with truthfulness, do you hold truth ideas and opinions that are not true? So do you have beliefs that you think are true that you do not have any evidence to support? So religious dogma is one of them, is believing rituals or ways of doing things or believing things without questioning them. So with just doing things for the sake of, or because that's what someone has told you. And the other one is...
I've never been that person.
Yeah, nice.
But it's very easy. We are all that person. That's the point here, is that this is something that is innate in our nature, is that we form habits. And we form habits from very early on in childhood as a survival thing, as being a human. And so a lot of these habits are not grounded in any kind of reality. They are a part of our social construct. They're a part of our culture. They are not a part of truth. And so it's just being more self-aware in what are we doing, why are we doing it. Don't just accept blindly the things that you do as if that they are good for you. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. But having that mental flexibility to just be aware and to change when that awareness changes.
So there are known knowns, things that we know, and there are known unknowns, things that we know we don't know. But there are also unknown unknowns, things we do not know we do not know.
And that was said by Donald Rumsfeld, American politician and leader.
So not knowing is knowing. So Confucius said, a good friend of Socrates once said, asked at the Oracle of Delphi, is anyone wiser than Socrates? The oracle answered, no one. So then they asked Socrates, what do you know? And Socrates said, I know that I know nothing. So if your mindset or your beliefs are strong, then it's like a rock waiting to be smashed. If you're like water, you're fluid, you're flexible, yet really powerful to carve a rock at will. So if you look at the Grand Canyon, look at these massive rocks on the sides of them, and then you look at this beautiful stream of water just carving its path through it.
So this is the beautiful metaphor. Don't be that rock. If you're going to be that rock, if you're going to be fixed in certain beliefs and certain understandings that you are not willing to change, then you are preparing yourself to be smashed. However, if you are flexible and you move with the new information as it comes, if you move with this moment and accept this moment as being what it is, then you are more like the water, and the water carves through the rock. The water dissolves. So we're just going to look at another psychological phenomenon.
Are you as good at things as you think you are? How good are you at managing money? What about reading people's emotions? How healthy are you compared to other people you know? Are you better than average at grammar? Knowing how competent we are and how our skills stack up against other people's is more than a self-esteem boost. It helps us figure out when we can forge ahead on our own decisions and instincts, and when we need instead to seek out advice. But psychological research suggests that we're not very good at evaluating ourselves accurately. In fact, we frequently overestimate our own abilities. Researchers have a name for this phenomenon: the Dunning-Kruger effect. This effect explains why more than 100 studies have shown that people display illusory superiority. We judge ourselves as better than others to a degree that violates the laws of math. When software engineers at 2 companies were asked to rate their performance, 32% of the engineers at one company and 42% at the other put themselves in the top 5%. In another study, 88% of American drivers described themselves as having above-average driving skills. These aren't isolated findings. On average, people tend to rate themselves better than most in disciplines ranging from health, leadership skills, ethics, and beyond. What's particularly interesting is that those with the least ability are often the most likely to overrate their skills to the greatest extent. People measurably poor at logical reasoning, grammar, financial knowledge, math, emotional intelligence, running medical lab tests, and chess all tend to rate their expertise almost as favorably as actual experts do. So who's most vulnerable to this delusion? Sadly, all of us, because we all have pockets of incompetence we don't recognize. But why? When psychologists Dunning and Kruger first described the effect in 1999, they argued that people lacking knowledge and skill in particular areas suffer a double curse. First, they make mistakes and reach poor decisions. But second, those same knowledge gaps also prevent them from catching their errors. In other words, poor performers lack the very expertise needed to recognize how badly they're doing. For example, when the researchers studied participants in a college debate tournament, the bottom 25% of teams in preliminary rounds lost nearly 4 out of every 5 matches. But they thought they were winning almost 60%. Without a strong grasp of the rules of debate, the students simply couldn't recognize when or how often their arguments broke down. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't a question of ego blinding us to our weaknesses. People usually do admit their deficits once they can spot them. In one study, students who had initially done badly on a logic quiz and then took a mini course on logic were quite willing to label their original performances as awful. That may be why people with a moderate amount of experience or expertise often have less confidence in their abilities. They know enough to know that there's a lot they don't know. Meanwhile, experts tend to be aware of just how knowledgeable they are, but they often make a different mistake they assume that everyone else is knowledgeable too. The result is that people, whether they're inept or highly skilled, are often caught in a bubble of inaccurate self-perception. When they're unskilled, they can't see their own faults. When they're exceptionally competent, they don't perceive how unusual their abilities are. So if the Dunning-Kruger effect is invisible to those experiencing it, what can you do to find out how good you actually are at various things? First, ask for feedback from other people, and consider it, even if it's hard to hear. Second, and more important, keep learning. The more knowledgeable we become, the less likely we are to have invisible holes in our competence. Perhaps it all boils down to that old proverb: when arguing with a fool, first make sure the other person isn't doing the same thing.
So have you heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect before?
I have.
Yeah, so the more flexible we are, the less fixed we are on ideas, the more we're willing to learn, the better for us and the better for everyone around us.
So the next word we're looking at is non-stealing. So basically the amount of deforestation. So you can see at the back the trees, and in the front all the logs that have been deforested. So when we're overusing resources, that is a form of non-stealing too. It's not just don't steal this and that. It's so much deeper. So being mindful of how much we're consuming and having that ecological balance and the internal balance.
Yeah, so we can bring it down to just our energy levels, right? If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not taking the time to rest when your body is letting you know that you may have a virus or a cold or something going on, and we go, oh no, we'll brush it off, or we'll keep going, oh no, we got to do this, right? This is an essence of stealing. So we want to be very mindful that we're not stealing.
So the permaculture ethic Fair Share describes it beautifully. So do not take without giving. So when we have a surplus, sharing that, and also being mindful of how much we're giving. We're not giving to the point of our own detriment. We're still being balanced in that fair share of giving and receiving. So leave the world a better place than how you found it. Are your habits, actions, and lifestyle consuming more of the Earth's resources that can be sustained? Is the lifestyle that you're living or want to live taking away from others' ability to sustain their life? So non-stealing is not just about stealing someone else's property in the tradition sense, but it goes so much deeper. It has to do with sustainable living, minimalization, simple life, eco-friendly, and caring for this beautiful Mother Earth.
It has to do with how you eat, right? And what fuels you're putting in, and then the energy that you expand. So with all these concepts, we want to take it a lot more deeper than just on surface value, just on the simple. We want to start to really look into the deeper implications for the way that we are living our lives.
So then the next word is sexual purity. And this is not about having a sex drive, a high, low, or how many partners. This is about respecting our life force, the life force which is within all of us, within all life. It touches on the harmony within society, so it is about life harmony.
It's our creative energy.
So embrace the creation energy for what it is. So understanding the natural sexual force, the creative force, being mindful to be respectful of others, to create in a way that accepts responsibility. So your way that of responding to something. So not taking others' energy without a fair trade, not using others. It means respecting each life form as a player in this creation. each has a place, each has a role. So it's utilizing and tapping into the creative force, but not abusing it. Example, let a bee be a bee. If you have all these wonderful flowers around you, don't pluck all of them to bring them inside the home. Leave them there for the bee to be able to pollinate, because that is going to be beneficial because it's going to pollinate your fruit trees or the food around you. So by eradicating or not letting a bee be a bee, it will basically like shoot yourself in the foot, because it's not going to be able to be a bee and pollinate. So let a cow be a cow, let an orange plant be an orange plant. So do not distort and abuse life. Use it in a way that is respectful.
So if you go to your friend who's an amazing artist that loves painting and you ask your friend to paint something for you, then that is like, a win for your friend. They love doing it. It's not really like taking away their creative force. It's accentuating and acknowledging that force, and you get the benefit of a painting in return. So it's these kind of mutual relationships that we want to do with us, within ourselves, for ourselves, and the environment around us and the other life that is around us. By letting a bee be a bee, a cow be a cow, right? We get the benefits of pollination. We get the benefits of mowed savannas. We get all these benefits by letting life be life in its own unique way. So in permaculture, we can look at the products and behaviors or the characteristics of life as a way to break down how we can accentuate the life and accentuate our own life force. So for doing more of what we love while still challenging ourselves. So these are just good mental frameworks to start to understand how we can tap into this principle of sexual purity. See, a lot of people have taken and distorted these wisdoms from our ancestors, and we just have to be mindful that we need to look deeper. It's not just so superficial. It's not just so one-dimensional.
So the harmony in life. So basically ecology. So sexual purity, continence is all about life force, our creative energy. It's about finding balance, using things in a way that doesn't use things, letting people do what they love, and empowering others.
And ourselves.
Sure. So non-covetousness. Use what you have and focus on what you can do. Non-covetousness and jealousy happens when we're hyper-focused on what we do not have and what we cannot do. So focusing on yourself and what you can change is fundamental for success. It is at its core about motivation and satisfaction in life. So turn it around. Instead of like, why is this happening to me, or it shouldn't happen to me, or why me? Embrace it, because if you don't embrace it, it will cause you misery. So whatever has been given to you, it's been given to you because you can go through it. We grow from all of these frictions or so-called roller coasters in our life. So accept it. Yes, of course it's happening to me. It has been presented to me.
So this moment is inevitable, right? This moment before us, we can't change. It's already before us. So instead of focusing and trying to, why is this happening to me? It's already happening. You're in a much better position, right? If you're in the driver's seat of the wheel, are you better off whinging and going, oh no, I don't want to drive. Why is this happening to me? Or is it better that you take that wheel and you start to respond? Which one's going to lead you to a better driving experience, one that you don't crash and burn? It's taking that responsibility. So in that, being able to respond is in essence how we are living. So accepting that power, empowering ourselves to respond in a way that is actually beneficial for ourselves, for the environment around us, and that way not only do we benefit ourselves, but we also benefit everyone around us.
So having an interfocus of control helps you stay motivated and happy and fulfilled in life. So we're going to look at the locus rule.
So this is another study. So this is a study that was conducted in the late 90s.
A study was conducted in 1998 at Columbia University by a Professor Claudia M. Mueller. She took a large group of fifth graders and had them work on numerous puzzles by themselves. Now, these were very challenging puzzles, but regardless of how well each child did, he or she was told that they scored very well, that they did better than most of the other kids. Afterwards, half of these students were told that they scored high because they worked hard, while the other half were told that it was all because they were smart and gifted. Then they presented each student with 3 more types of puzzles to work on: easy ones, medium difficulty ones, and extremely challenging ones. And what they found was very interesting. The students who were told that they did well because they were smart spent the majority of their time on the easy puzzles. They spent almost no time on the extremely challenging puzzles and spent much less time overall trying to solve any of the puzzles, which was a sign of lower levels of motivation. And to top it all off, when asked whether or not they enjoyed the experiment, they said that it wasn't that fun for them. On the other hand, the students who were told that they did well because they worked hard spent the majority of their time focused on the harder puzzles. They also spent a lot more time overall attempting to solve any of the puzzles, which was a sign of an increase in levels of motivation. And to top it all off, after the experiment, they said that they actually enjoyed the entire experience. So what can we learn from this study? Well, there's a concept called the locus of control, which is essentially the degree to which you believe you have control over your life. The kids who were told that they did well because they were smart and gifted were led to believe in what's called an external locus of control. They were led to believe that factors outside of what they could control were the reason they did well, right? You can't control whether or not you're born smart. On the other hand, the kids who were told they did well because they worked hard started to believe in what's called an internal locus of control. They believed that it was factors they controlled that led to their outcomes. It was their hard work and their extra effort that allowed them to do well on the puzzles, right? Because how much work you put into something is something that you have complete control over. Now, studies on the locus of control like this one have found time and time again that having an internal locus of control is the key to staying motivated. You must feel like you have control over your life and that you are responsible for the things that happen to you if you want to feel motivated all of the time. I saw this happen with my own eyes back in the day when I was in charge of a sales team. This wasn't retail sales or car sales. This was old school door-to-door sales, which has one of the highest turnover rates. Most people only last a week before quitting. See, you need to be an extremely motivated individual to be able to face hundreds and hundreds of rejections every single day before someone even considers buying something from you. Now, over time, I was able to develop a keen eye for who would actually last, who I should spend more time and energy training. All I had to do was ask a simple question when a new salesperson on my team was confronted with their first bad day, a day in which they made no sales. I would ask them, "Why do you think you made no sales today?" And I would see how they would respond. If they blamed things like the weather, the fact that it's a weekend and nobody wants to be bothered on the weekends, or because it was the neighborhood, I would instantly know that they wouldn't last. Because they had an external locus of control. They believed that the reason they couldn't make any sales was because of factors outside of their control. And because of this, they spent less time knocking on doors, which was ultimately the real reason why they weren't making any sales. That's the curse of having an external locus of control. When you feel like nothing you do matters, you stop working. You stop trying. Because what's the point of trying when the world's conspiring against you, right? So how do we adopt an internal locus of control so that we can start feeling motivated all of the time? Well, they found that the best way to do so is by simply solving problems in your own life and then taking some time and appreciating the fact that it was your actions that solved this problem. I'll give you an example just to make things more clear. Let's say you're someone who struggles with falling asleep. So you go do some research and you find out if you get some more sunlight in the morning, if you only use your bed for sleeping, and if you install a blue light filter on your phone, that should drastically increase your ability to sleep faster when bedtime comes around. You do all of those things and lo and behold, you find yourself sleeping 15 minutes faster than before. When you notice this improvement, you need to say to yourself, wow, It was because of the changes I made, because of the effort I put in, that I am now able to sleep better. It's that simple. Build up that belief that you are in control of your destiny, that you have an internal locus of control, and you will never have issues with motivation in your life again.
So you can see how powerful this stuff is that when you start to tap in and you start to actually embody this in your life, then you have more motivation, you have more satisfaction in life, and you are happier as a result.
So if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. There's no neutrality. You have no choice but to act. So act right.
Right? You're going to do something anyway, right? You're not just a log sitting there rotting on the forest floor. You're an active participant in your life. So just going to watch a quick motivation just to get us on, because we're going to be giving you all a task to complete over these next few weeks. And for some of you, it might be very challenging. And for others, it might be a little bit easier. But the point is to not give up. The point is to do this activity and subsequent ones in the following weeks to get the most out of these sessions. If you are applying yourself, if you are trying your best, you will get results. We are not sharing this because we just want to share what other people have said. We are using their beautiful videos, of course, but we are sharing this because we have known the personal impact that these kind of practices have had in our own lives, and we want to share that with you. So if you're not willing to change what you're doing, if you're not willing to every single moment to be a power of good in your own life, well, then you are not only letting yourself down, you are letting down the people around you. You know, do we all have families? Do we all have friends? Do we all have these people that do we want to let them down? We are in control. We have a say in how other people can also live. So even if you can't do it because you think maybe you're not worth it, that there's no point for you, do it for someone else. Do it for your family. Do it for your friends. Do it for your society.
It's time to get real. It's time to get raw. It's time to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourself is not going to carry us in the stretch. I've been this version of myself long enough that if I don't change, if I don't do something about this, then I'm going to find myself bankrupt.
For me to understand, for me to be better, for me to be stronger, I must learn to suffer a little bit. I must learn to struggle a little bit. I cannot reap the rewards of success without understanding about struggles.
Success is not automatic. You don't get things just because you want them. You achieve your goals only when you are disciplined enough to keep showing up when you don't feel like it.
You're going to put the blood, you're going to put the sweat, you're going to put the tears in, you're going to lose sleep, you're going to go days without eating, you're going to do whatever it takes to make the sacrifices necessary to manifest. There are too many people in your life who have left you. There are too many people in your life who have counted you out. There are too many people in your life who have whispered in your ear and said you'll be worse off without them. Prove them wrong.
It's time to commit to focusing on you.
You have to disappear and put the work in and come back and shock everybody that doubted you.
But don't let yourself be vulnerable to weakness. Don't let weakness consume you. Don't let hopelessness consume you. Be about your business. Understand that you got to keep living and living strong.
If you keep showing up, if you keep going hard, your results will turn those who ignored you into fans. Let your results speak louder than your voice.
Can you hide yourself in the library? Can you hide yourself in the gym? Can you hide yourself in the boardroom and plan and do what's required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment?
There are many people out there in the world that don't have the capabilities that you have to carry on the good fight. There are things that are happening around us every day. The things that are happening to us right now happens for a reason. What you are going through right now, someone else is going through it in a different manner. But we always ask the question, why me? Why is this happening to me?
Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level in the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and eliminate all distractions and get into a place where you can focus on just you. What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you?
Winning requires focus. Winning requires intention. Winning requires discipline. Success is the external reward of mastering your inner game.
Are you in a position to quit? Or are you in a position to go harder? Are you in a position to go stronger? Are you willing to dig and go as far as you can in your life? Are you willing to suffer?
Can you hide yourself in your books? Can you hide yourself in your closet? Can you hide yourself in the prayer rooms? Can you hide yourself?
Not believing in yourself is a losing battle because either you won't try at all or you will convince yourself that you can't do it.
I'm talking to that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who feels the fire in their belly. It's time for you to shock the world.
Success don't have many friends. Success doesn't hold on to many people. Success doesn't connect with everybody because everybody doesn't have the ability to connect to success.
When nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, when nobody understands the measure of passion that you carry, can you keep going? Don't stop! You're right there!
You have to shift from being externally focused to internally focused. Do not yield to distractions. Focus on you.
Why are you here? What is your destiny? One of the greatest tragedies in life is to live and not know why you're living.
If you're walking on this earth today, prepare yourself for many battles ahead. And you're not gonna win every battle because every battle is not meant to be won. Sometimes you're gonna need to humble yourself.
What do you believe about you? How do you talk to you about you? Take a moment to think about what you've been saying to yourself about yourself. The good news is that your mind will believe whatever you tell it. So make sure that you are speaking your desires and not your fears. You get to choose how your mind serves you.
Sometimes you gotta delete the app. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you.
you prepared to go through the nights of many hours of applying everything you have within yourself? Have you had that point in your life when you was just so tired and you couldn't push that next hour or that second hour out because you needed your sleep? Oh, I need to catch up on my sleep. You can't catch up on your sleep, but going up to the next level in your life, that's what it's about.
I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that nurse, that doctor. I'm talking to that student. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that wants their future, that wants to fulfill their destiny, that wants to manifest, that wants to walk in discipline. I'm just wondering, is there anybody here that's willing to disappear and focus on you?
So, are you ready? Are you guys pumped? Why are you here? Are you ready to live your best life for the loved ones around you? Your kids, your partner, yourself. Are you ready to commit to yourself to live your best life?
So, you ready for the exercise, guys? You ready to start this and get to the nitty-gritty of what you can do from this day on to start to make these changes, to start to embody this, to live the fulfillment of this life, to live in your destiny? Are you ready? Going to share with you an amazing technique. And it's, like we said, it might not be easy, but we are here for you. We are here to support you. So message in the group, share with us your successes. Let us know that you've done it for the day. Can you agree to have that with us? Because that way you are creating an accountability in your own life, and you are also reaching out and saying you are worth it. That by asking for support, right, you are in strengthening yourself. It is nothing to do with blame or shame. It is about taking responsibility and about empowering you. And we know that by being together and by empowering each other, we are all going to benefit from this.
So we're going to be doing this exercise either twice a day for 45 days or once a day for 90 days. So whichever option you're choosing, make sure you put it in your calendar, etc. Will reminders to do the work. So the guided meditation is I am not my body, I'm not even my mind. So that will go on for 10 minutes, and then we're going to be doing the R sound. So basically on the in-breath, so we'll do this together, you can do it in your mind or you can do it out loud. So in the in-breath, it is I am not my body. On the out breath, it is I am not even my mind. And then after that 10 minutes, we're going to take a deep breath and make the R sound. So I'll do it first, and then you guys can do it the second time when I do it. So it goes like this. So you're basically emptying out as much with your breath. So if you guys want to do it with me now, so take a deep breath in and make the AH sound. So we're going to do that 7 times after the 10 minutes. And then after that, just sit with it, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, just let it go. Let it come in, let it come out. Any body movements, etc., anything that's making you feel like your body, resist it. Just stay in that space and work through it. So ignore. So anything that's coming in mentally, physically, just ignore and just stay in the space. So find a comfortable space, not too comfortable that you fall asleep, just comfortable enough that you can do this exercise.
So we're going to do it all together now. This will be ticking off your first one. So you either got to make a choice. Are you going to do it twice a day or once a day? So once a day, 90 days, twice a day. You only have to do it for 45 days. But we're going to do our first session together. Is that cool with you?
Yep. 45 days, yes.
Awesome. All right, let's get into a comfy spot. So we're going to share with you a guided meditation that we have put together, so you can do it with you by using the video. So we'll share all these resources with you. So just wait, we'll just get to... So getting all relaxed.
So just close your eyes, cross your legs, and then your hand mudra in the open receiving position on your knees.
I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. I am not my body. I am not even my mind. Deep breath in, and we'll do the 7 R sounds now. Now that you've completed your 7 R's, just sit in silence and just breathe, feel your breath, and just feel the sensations in your body, and just sit with it and enjoy the space. Thank you for going on this journey with me.
So how did you all find that meditation?
Relaxing.
Nice. So basically put it in your diaries, put in alarm. So you've already done your 1 for today. So if you're doing the 90 days, that's ticked for today. If you're doing the 45 days, then you still have the 1 more to do today.
So we'll be running this at the same time next week, and it will be up for another amazing lesson on how we can practice self-mastery in our own lives for the benefit of ourselves, first and foremost, because you're worth it, and for the benefit of everyone around us, because the more empowered we are, the more we are able to help those around us, the more we are able to actually be these social beings and embody that, that pack animal that we are to the full extent. So use committed to giving this practice a go and enhancing your life.
Yes, thank you both for your time and energy. We'll look forward to it next week.
Perfect. And we'll keep up with the chats and help if any questions, etc. Just feel free to message in the group and help support each other.
Yeah, we're all doing it together. So share it. Share your wins with us. When you've ticked off your 1 or your 2, let us know. Let us know that you've done it, and so that we can all keep each other accountable, so that we can all grow together. That sound good? Perfect. Awesome. Well, much love to all you guys for taking the time and valuing your own life and valuing the lives of those around you to put this effort in. It's really beautiful for us to be surrounded by such amazing people, and we are truly blessed for each and every one of you and the connections that we make. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening wherever you are. Yous are all amazing. We'll be in touch. Thanks, guys.